All right. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? All right. So today we are talking about live streaming your concert. I went over a lot of possibilities actually yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, here I'll post a link here in the comments. I was using yesterday. I was using Ecamm Live to broadcast the live stream. Today I am using, and that's a subscription that I used. Looking at my post over here. All right. Today I'm using Streamyard, which has a free version. And why am I using streaming software instead of just going into the YouTube studio? Well, it has to do with sound quality. Recently I was helping my wife and her quartet and the Ariana Quartet with their live streaming. And one of the things that we learned from that is that if you go into the YouTube studio, you run the risk, or for sure we'll have some really nasty audio. Okay. And this is a music concert. So obviously we don't want that. We want some better audio. Forgive me. I'm drinking my coffee. What are you guys drinking out there? All right. Waking up. Okay. You're going to get a much better audio quality if you use some streaming software and not just going into the YouTube studio. If you want to hear that concert, by the way, I will find it for you. The one that we just did using Ecamm and the mics. And I just went through my Zoom here, which I will demonstrate actually in a second. Put this link up for you guys, and I'll put it down in the description once the live stream is over. Copying the link here. Okay. So anyway, that's the concert that we did using all of the stuff that I was showing in the live stream yesterday. But I just wanted to show you guys StreamYard because it's free. Now, you will see in the upper corner here, I believe, this one, okay, when you go to stream, you'll see a little watermark. All right, you do have to, have some StreamYard branding in your live stream if you are, streaming using this free software. All right. The paid version is a monthly subscription that allows you to take off the watermark, and you can stream to different places. Like right now, we're streaming to YouTube and to Facebook at the same time. So if that's something you want to do, you might want to go for the paid version. But if you're just trying to live stream so that parents have a way to see it, so that you can cut down, obviously we're still social distancing right now in the spring. So if you're just looking for a way to broadcast it and you're just going to go to your YouTube channel, use the free version. Okay, use the free version. The watermark's not too bad. All right. But let me just show you a couple of things. And right now, just a few reminders here about improving your live stream, which is use some external mics. Right, I'm going to show you the other one here in a second. But this is my good old, sorry for the bump here, good old Audio Technica. I use it in all my tutorials. If you've watched anything else on the channel, it's a great mic. It's a close mic, but you could use it for ensembles. I've recorded some ensemble stuff in class before, and it does just fine. The other option, let me switch over, is the external mic, and I'm going to switch that here in a second and show you. And also show you, sorry, I disappeared from the screen. There I am with a little box around my face. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. All right. But here's the mic. And I'm going to switch over here to this mic. And there is, it's kind of quiet. Let's Bump that up there, get some more gain going on it. How about that? That's better. It looks better. This is just an SE. This is also a cardioid mic. All right, coming through a Zoom. Okay, you can use a Zoom as an audio interface. All right, if the cord will reach here. Actually, I'm going to switch over to this and show you this. And I'm going to talk about how I'm switching cameras here in case this is something that you want to do. You can kind of see, well, you can't see the zoom, still can't see the zoom. Whoops, it's not in the shot. Hold on, watch. I'm going to pan this around. I know you guys are going to forgive me here. There it is. See the zoom over there? All right. And there's the other camera. All right. But there's the zoom down there, which has the option, because it has a USB connector to it. All right. You can use that as an audio interface and then use whatever mic you want. Okay, so you can have two different mics going there on the Ensemble during the concert. All right, now, while I'm moving the cameras around, let me talk about that a little bit here. All right, hello. The little white box. You might have heard the expression, or maybe you didn't, is why I'm telling you about it. Clean HDMI out, meaning the signal that the camera sends to the computer, okay? You can use any camera, pretty much any camera you want. This camera right here, I'll show it to you again. This camera is 7 years old, Canon 60D. Okay, but of course you see the white box down there. This is just my good old FaceTime built-in webcam. All right, and this is my Canon M50 over here, box around my face. Now there is a way to get rid of that. I'm going to show you. All right, let's go back to this. So that you can have different cameras on the Ensemble. It is possible to switch here in Streamyard, and it's also possible to switch in Ecamm. Now, if you have access to some Canon cameras, the great thing about Ecamm is that you can just use USB, okay? And you can go into the computer via USB, and it's clean. There's no, autofocus box around anybody's head or anything like that. But there is only a paid version. There's like a free trial with Ecamm that you can get. It's like a 14-day free trial, and it's only for Mac. Streamyard that I am on right now is web-based, so you can use it on any computer you want. But if you want to use a nicer camera, or you want to have multiple cameras, you will have to get a device known as a capture card. Okay, I'll put a link down in the description. I'm using capture cards here on both of these, on the 60D here. All right, to get the signal into the computer. All right, but of course you have the box, and then also using the capture card. It's an Elgato capture card. You can get them on Amazon. I picked it up. This thing keeps going away. I picked it up. Maybe that's not good. I just picked it up at Best Buy, actually. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about how to get rid of that little box there. This is the autofocus here on the Canon 60D. So what I'm going to do is, if you have some volunteers, you can get students or you can get parents to do this. You can turn, I'm going to turn it on the other camera while I turn this off here. You can actually turn off the autofocus, which I'm going to do right now. Try to do it quickly here. I'm going to put it on manual focus. All right. And as soon as I put it on manual focus, and what I've done is I've hit the info button. Whoop, come back, camera. I know I'm like trying this out in front of you guys. Oh, there we go. Clean, totally clean. Now it's on manual focus, so I would have to, focus it myself. But I mean, stationary camera, stationary ensemble, there's not a lot of moving around. There's really not a whole lot of reason to use autofocus, okay, when you're doing a concert. So I think you could, if you can find somebody that has one of these cameras, Now over here on the Canon 60D, I couldn't get rid of the white box down there, the one in the lower right corner. I tried. I put it on manual focus, but it still didn't go away. I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get it to go. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. Oops. And then it went away completely. Okay. What did we do? Okay, anyway. Uh-oh. Where is everything? Haha. There we go. And we're back. So yeah, putting it on, trying to change this around. Yeah, I couldn't get the white box to go away. Anyway, all right. So that's just a little bit about cameras. You can have, you know, I have 3 different cameras going, which means you could, you know, if you have somebody operating this, you could, you know, switch back, show different parts of the ensemble, which I think is really, really nice. Which I think is really, really nice when you're live streaming your ensemble. Yeah, sorry, sorry, Wendy, I disappeared there for a moment. Anyway, yeah, if you guys have any questions about live streaming, about what to do with your ensemble, you really just need some kind of external mic, some way to get the mic hooked up, and a camera. Now, you could skip all of this, okay? You could use the webcam. You could go straight into YouTube Studio and do it, but I highly, highly, highly suggest that you use some software to stream your concert because of the audio quality. I won't play right now. If you want to hear me play on the SE mic here through the Zoom, I did that yesterday in the other video that I linked up, and then I'll link up in the description, and you can see what it sounds like coming through the Zoom. And a lot of people have the, you know, the Zoom recorders that I was showing you. Maybe somebody in your department has one. You could borrow one. They're not very expensive, and they last a long time. I think I've had this one. It's like the Canon 60D. I've had it about 7 years or so. Yes, somebody said OBS. OBS is also free. I used OBS or tried to, and you know, with like setting up the streaming keys between OBS and, you know, OBS can do a lot, but then it's also quite complicated, or was, in my opinion. I tried to use it, and it wasn't, well, also, you know, because the Ecamm allowed the Canons to go in clean with no capture card, because capture cards are expensive. So that's why I just went with Ecamm, so that I could use my Canon camera and just use the USB. It's very user friendly, and also the Streamyard is even more user friendly, more so even than Ecamm maybe. All right. OBS, there's a lot going on in there, to me. All right. Probably if I'd spent more time with it, I probably could have figured it out, but I just like these better. All right. But there are a lot of people that use OBS because it is free. So that's a great question. What else on live streaming? Remember that if you know, the USB mic is a great option if, you know, to get an external mic. But remember, you can only have one USB audio going at a time. So, you know, when you have your input going, you either have the Zoom with multiple mics, or you have the USB mic. Now, some mixing boards, like I have one in my classroom, the Yamaha, that is a USB input by itself. Yeah, I've heard the Samsung G-Track Pro USB mics are great. Yeah, I've seen a lot of reviews of those. Yeah, those are nice. If you can get your hands on a Zoom, or you can get your hands on one of these Yamaha mixing boards, so that, like, you know, like I have well, mine's a 16 channel, but even if you just had the 4-channel version and they're relatively inexpensive, then you could hook up 4 different mics, okay, into the Yamaha mixing board, so that you could position them and have a little bit better mix of your ensemble. Like if you had a really large ensemble, the mixing board option would be the way to go. But it would have to be USB enabled, okay? To do that, maybe I'll do a tutorial on that Yamaha mixing board because it's really great. But if you wanted to have multiple mics, that would be the way to go, all right? Because you can only have the one USB audio coming into the stream. It's got to be one or the other. The other thing I said I would do here is show you a little bit of, because I couldn't show you Ecamm yesterday because I was using Ecamm, but I'm using Streamyard today so that I can try to show you a little bit of Ecamm. Okay. All right. So here we are. Let me share my screen here. Streamyard's kind of new to me. Bear with me. All right. Oh, yes. Let's see here. Share screen. I want to share Ecamm Live. And there we are. Okay. There I am. And over here on Ecamm Live, it says Camlink 4, Camlink 4 number 2. That's the 60D, which right now is not picking up because I have everything going. It's funny, I have everything going through the capture cards for the sake of Streamyard. And actually in Ecamm, I wouldn't need those. But anyway, so there's actually the, which one am I looking at? Oh, no, that's the 60D. Why is this one? Oh, yeah, it's the M50, the new one that's not working. It keeps going to sleep. There's probably a setting on there that I need to set. Okay. Oh, yeah, and it's on manual focus. All right, so I'm pretty close to the camera, so yeah, manual focus, not that big a deal. Okay. You have a lot of controls here in Ecamm. All right. Where you can control your audio there. Let me share this again. Share screen. Get there so you can see this. All right. So you can see everything going. Okay, so there's Streamyard over there on the right side. And over here is I have my sound levels. Okay. I can control this. I can control the volume of the movie clip. Okay. I can do things with overlays. I can set up over here scenes. All right. Preset them up if some different camera angles that I wanted to do during the concert. If I had multiple camera angles going, I could use that. You know, and then whoever was helping or assisting or controlling this during the concert, it would be a little bit easier. Of course, there's the chat to open up, you know, comments there coming through on Ecamm. That's to play a movie file. I can have that ready to go. Also, screen sharing. Now I'm screen sharing my screen share. Okay. All right. And of course, I love the nice cross dissolve that is built into Ecamm. It's pretty nice. Yeah, because when I'm switching over here in Streamyard, maybe there's a way to change that. It's like boom. That's all right. That is not that big a deal. Okay. Other things to worry about. Okay. All right. Up and then I left again. Haha. What happened? All right. There we go. There's the Camlink. Maybe we'll just leave that on for now. All right. Anyway. All right. So there's a little bit about Ecamm Live. But yeah, that's a 14-day free trial deal. And then a paid subscription. Streamyard has a free version. All right. It's free and it's always free. All right. Let's see. Patricia says, haven't used StreamYard yet. Only OBS. Had a 4-camera setup plus a gaming input plus microphones. Worked great. Yeah. What gaming input did you use? Was it the Elgato, or is it something else? All right, she'll tell us here in a second. All right, so I'm gonna stop the share here. All right. And then I disappeared from the screen again. All right, I'm just gonna leave it on this here. All right, StreamYard is interesting. Sorry for the bump there. And the FaceTime camera is not coming back. Weird. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I'm glad to be learning StreamYard with you all. All right. You all are very gracious. All right. Yes. PlayStation 4, Xbox with an Elgato HDC. Yeah, I've seen the Elgato game capture. I've seen that. This is just the one that I am using here is just a simple video capture. There's no audio with it. It's just an HDMI capture from the camera to be able to get the signal into the stream here. All right, nothing fancy, no gaming, no audio. Do you guys want to hear what the Zoom sounds like? Since we do have a few people here, I could show you the external mic. I did it yesterday on the other stream. But let's do it. So I'm going to switch the audio for a second while I drag the cello out. You can kind of hear it anyway. We're going to switch the audio over here to the Zoom. All right, so now I'm coming through the SE mic here. Make sure the level is okay. And it's just this overhead mic. You can see it right there. Coming in. We're going to see if this old dinosaur of a camera is going to work for us here. Beautiful. You guys like my new backdrop over there? I didn't want to paint. Why paint when you can go to IKEA? All right. So let's see here a little bit of what the Zoom, just going through a Zoom audio device is. All right. It's pretty good. Like I said earlier, this is the same. Sorry, I'm a little blurry on the screen there. This camera doesn't have continuous autofocus like the M50, but the link that I linked up earlier. And by the way, the Zoom, you know, the Zoom always has the built-in 2 mics and then the 2 inputs with it. There is if you have access to a Zoom and you have access to buy an accessory, I've never bought it, I've never needed it, but you can turn, your Zoom into a 4-mic, a 4-track recorder. There's an attachment because the two microphones that come off the top that come with the Zoom pop off, and you can actually replace that with 2 XLR connectors. So if you wanted to just use a Zoom, you could actually have 4 mics going there through the USB with just a Zoom device if you had the extra accessory. Of course, that's an extra cost. And just a reminder, I'll link all of this up in the description on the YouTube video. All right, so we got some people tuning in from Facebook. I appreciate that. Says, is the stream sound setting at 48? Let's find out. Audio is set at... It doesn't tell me. Probably on the, oh wait, yes. Well, the Zoom itself is set at 48 kilohertz. Yeah, 48 kilohertz. One thing I will tell you, just a reminder about streaming anything, get back over here to the camera, is that, you know, I am hardwired in through the Ethernet, okay? Which is, I think, really, really important when you're live streaming. All right. And, you know, we also have we have Charter here, internet. We have the Plus. Of course, if you're at an institution, if you're at a school, you probably have a better upload speed. But, you know, with the Charter that we have the 20 megabit upload, and I'm in on the Ethernet cable in my computer. So remember, your upload speed when you're sending the signal out on the live stream is much different than the download speed. Okay. You know, like standard, or what seems to be standard is 100 megabits, okay, download, and 10 megabits upload. And you don't usually get all 10 unless you have a super duper Wi-Fi system or you are Ethernet connected to the internet. So remember that, okay, whatever device, whatever machine you are coming from, and thanks for the question because the kilohertz made me think of it. Whatever machine you're connected to, make sure that it is connected on an Ethernet cable. I mean, that's just an absolute, all right? Or test your internet speed. Go to speedtest.net and make sure you test it before you start the stream so that you know you are uploading at primo speed. I think that's really, really, really important. All right. But that's a little bit about the Zoom. I'll find the attachment, the XLR attachment that I was talking about, and I'll link it up in the description there on YouTube. That would let you have 4 different mics on your Zoom recorder. And if you want to see what the 2 mics sound like, again, yeah, the Ariana concert that streamed on the Ariana concert that streamed on Friday night was this same setup. We had the M50 going. All right, we had the Zoom recorder with 2 mics going. Sounded great. And actually, I was sitting here in the Streamyard. Like I said, I'm kind of learning this. Automatically adjust volume is set. Oh, and echo cancellation is set. Let's see what happens if I turn them off. Mic volume is in beta. What? All right, how's my mic volume now? Coming through. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, because I'm standing far away from it. To that later, but anyway, you can play around, and it's the same in Ecamm. You can mess around, you know, with volumes and and different things. You know, as always, make sure that you are testing. Sorry, I disappeared again there. Make sure that you are testing all of this out before you do it. All right. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Yeah, that sounds better. Yeah, usually it's probably like Zoom and anything else. Auto volume never works for musical instruments. It seems to, if you're not turning that off in your Zoom lessons, yeah, I've started making sure. When students have I think Chromebooks and iPads cannot turn off the auto volume, but anytime that there's an opportunity to turn off the auto volume, yeah, make sure that it is turned off. It's down. All right, so that's about it. If you have any other questions about live streaming, what you can do to make your ensemble sound better, or studio concert, find the YouTube post. You can post it here on Facebook. I can answer it there or on Facebook, and yeah, and I'll link up in the description. And I'll try to get something up about that Yamaha mixing board, because if you wanted to use multiple mics, it's a great option, because the thing just works. It works really well, actually. Used it in my classroom for years. The Yamaha, the MGXU mixing boards that come in through the USB so you can have lots of different mics coming in. All right, guys. Oh, foam the room. Well, it's the same treatments we had in the old place. All right, you can see one over there in the corner. All right, so these are the, focus that there. So this is the bass trap. Yeah, this is the bass trap that I built. And this is just sort of the regular sound absorbers there. I built these out of just pine, just wood, and the cloth is acoustic fabric, and then the inside is insulation. Yeah, insulation that's built for sound. It is the rock wool stuff inside there, and then there's a backing on it. Yeah, and they're really nice. Because usually when you buy them, they're 2 feet wide, 4 feet long. These are about 4 feet long, but they're only 15 inches because that's how wide the insulation was. So we just kind of custom built them to the insulation, and they've been really nice because they're so versatile. Because I can use them here, I can move them up to the living room if we do a concert in the living room, if we do something in there, and they work really, really great. The next thing I'm going to purchase, though, for this place, we just got some for the classroom, are the ceiling tile diffusers. We have drop ceiling here in this room, just like in a classroom, and I just installed 20 of them in my classroom from Arlex. Huge difference in the sound. Huge difference in the sound. Just completely takes the edge off of the violins, because with the cinder block walls or with any walls, all the high pitched stuff that is moving so fast, it's hard to tell. Is it just out of tune? Is it scratchy? What's going on with the sound? And now that we have the diffusers in the ceiling, you can actually hear the tone. You can actually hear the pitch and the way it just kind of all blends together to where you get a better representation of what is actually happening. It's so nice. It's so amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta get some here for this room. It's gonna make it sound even better. And these things were relatively easy to build. I mean, it's just, wood stuck together. Well, I shouldn't say easy. It took a couple of weeks. It did take a couple of weeks. I did have some help. But I mean, it was just time. It wasn't super duper complicated. So anyway, yeah, I highly recommend if you've thought about it. Now the gray tiles came from Arlex. Those are called Versatiles. They're actually meant to go in the corners to help stop some of the bass sound. But they help pretty much anywhere you put them up. Yeah, and they've been really great. So yeah, all about acoustic treatment to help with the sound. But we do need some diffusion. You should have a balance between diffusion absorption when you're, you know, treating your room. Right now I have only absorption, you know, because it's cello, C string, G string, all the low sounds that just bounce and just take over the room. That's why we have the bass traps. You can't see over here. I actually have another one. Here, I'll turn the camera around. The other bass trap over there. All right, so there's two, one in each corner, to help absorb some of the sound. That one was on the floor, actually, because I was trying that out to see what it would sound like. And once I stood it up, actually just the other day, it sounds much better in here. Yeah, having it in the corner. Because the corner is where the bass frequencies kind of collect and reverberate around the room. So, yeah. I could go on all day about about acoustic treatments. I think they're so great. Yeah, I had it pretty much everywhere I've lived now. So. Oh, one other thing. I was about to forget. Last thing here before I go, unless there's any questions. Man, why does that keep going off? I have to figure that out in Streamyard. Let's see if my FaceTime camera's back. Nope, it went away and it's not coming back. That's weird. I have to figure that one out. When you schedule your stream in the future, because you're going to be scheduling your concert for sometime in the future, some future date, either do it through the software, through Ecamm, through Streamyard, which I highly recommend you do it from the software if you're going to do that. When you do it in YouTube, because we learned this one the hard way, when you go into YouTube and you schedule something for a future date, it's going to ask you if you're going to use a webcam, all right, or if you're going to use streaming software. Make sure you choose the one that you're going to use, because if you choose webcam, you absolutely cannot go through streaming software to get to that same link. Okay, so whatever you schedule it as, that's what you got to do. Okay, so now you can schedule it from the YouTube studio. Since I'm sitting here talking about it, let me just show you here. Over here on the channel. Let's go into the screen. When you click the go live here, it takes you into the studio. Okay, this schedule stream button. Okay, all right, create new. Okay, we're gonna schedule this for, you know, sometime in the future. All right, public. Hold on. Click on webcam here. Yeah, that's not what I want. Webcam stream info. No, that's not what I want. Stream. Yeah. And that's not popping up. I'm not sure why. Let's switch channel. Switch over to the cello channel and see what happens. There's a little option that pops up. It didn't even pop up that time. Forgive me. All right, let's go to create. Go live. All right, it didn't pop up that time either. Yeah, this is the other reason I wouldn't use YouTube Studio. It's just unpredictable. Because so many people are using, you know, streaming software. I don't know that YouTube puts too much thought into their YouTube live streaming studio. Maybe they do. All right. When you go over here to schedule stream, yeah. Create new. Yeah, it's not even giving me the option. There's this option that pops up sometimes. Sometimes, apparently, that gives you the option to pick webcam or streaming software. Anyway, just make sure that they are the same, whatever you do. And again, I highly recommend you use the streaming software because of the audio. All right. Oh, and last thing about that, Don't test the link. Once you create your stream in the future, that was what one of the tests here on the YouTube channel was about. If you click that link and you go in early, well, it'll only let you go in 2 hours early anyway, at the most. But if you do go in early, then that's it. It's like burning a CD. You've burned the link, it's been used, and it's done. Okay, so if you're just going to YouTube, which you most likely are if you're doing just YouTube Studio, or you're doing going through Streamyard because you can't go to multiple places, then on the free version, then yeah, you just make sure you test out all your live streaming stuff, that you're good to go, but don't test out the actual concert link until, you can't use it until it's concert time. Okay, it's just one of those things. All right, guys, thanks for all the great questions. I hope this helps. Good luck with your concerts. Thanks for all that you're doing out there. And I'll see you next time. All right?